So, how much support does the TA get in this matchup? Because I feel like if Tiny Wisp play very well, it could just snowball for Tiny Wisp. Then it gets very dangerous, right? And bottom lane, we already see a...
Oh man, they're just running into each other. Super and Hao here, the two ranged heroes now get caught by the call and avalanche. Super dropping low and will be your first blood as Limp takes that with the axe. Era now on the aggressive. Silkid launching out these arcane bolts, but they won't be able to chase down FY. A few more right clicks out as IO this time. Hanskin, NiP, they win the first engagement. I think we're done there. And looking at top lane, Ice, he's pushing aggressively up on this lane. Jonas doesn't have anything to do up here really.
It's going to be very interesting on how much impact Ice is going to get. Like last game, he has a pretty good lane for an offlane, right? Like he is again in a scenario that I think Broodmother loses at least.
FY denies himself to Roshan as Limp was walking in there looking for the kill. Will manage to get himself away, while the loop in from Sealkid. Concussive shot could slow down Super enough here with the avalanche and toss. Era still holding on to it, waiting until the last second where they will finish off that. No, the TP from FY stops them in their tracks. The final projectile from the Wisp finally brings the matchup Axe versus Tide. It can go either way. You know, Axe can get a couple of kills here and there, but I think you're right. With Ice's level lead, FY now coming in with the Earth Spike. Limp going to get caught, does have magic stick charges. Sealkid TPing in, but it's just a little bit too late as Limp gets taken down by the big old weapon that Ice is throwing around.
Important counter kill there though on the Lion. Sealkid's TP actually gave him just the edge on getting that kill. It was one slow and one attack, and then the minions.
What would you favor in this game? Against VG's lineup, Dagon to try and... actually coming back to the Super Avalanche toss and silenced. He will drop as Refraction only keeps him alive a little bit longer. They turn back. Super getting out of there somehow with FY and Fenrir both getting their stuns out. Those little boulders, and look at that. The two smaller golems showing their worth. 3
I feel like you're in a draft scenario. You don't want to give up Broodmother towards Vici just because how well they play around with that hero, but it seems a bit inexperienced, and that's another kill onto the axe.
I was watching Fenrir come around with a smoke on Enchantress and expecting, okay, they'll go when the Enchantress gets here, but Sealkid will be the target for him. The double stomp from the Centaur, locking him in place, and a few more right clicks out from Hao. Seal that up, follow up with the tier 1 tower. How did they kill the axe? Just jump in with Hao's arsenal. It's done, and they can potentially win the game with those two heroes. Now mid lane Super, and here we go. Era looking for the kill onto the TA. The refraction charge comes back up and stun on 2. FY with a big Earth Spike as Super does not manage to get out. Wisp does get taken down, and Hao! Sonic Wave across them all. Tiny Wisp, no matter how hard they work, they still get taken down. Limp with a dunk. The Lion pays with his life as that awful projectile from Fenrir floating across the screen finds a double kill for himself.
And it's not looking good.
Definitely be aiming for. While NiP, what are their goals? Limp Blink, the Broodmother, what? A Midas? She's got the recipe as now they're chasing Ice. With a call onto him, they need everything. They need the kitchen sink, and they will actually dunk him down into the ground. Jonas, along with the entirety of his team, it took to kill that one Tidehunter.
And you can see how cocky Ice is playing.
Of course. Stun now, Hanskin, there's the nuke. Burst down, like you said, Lion and TA.
He was a bit overconfident there, but at the same time it shows how past the lane, which hasn't happened. He has not been pressured whatsoever. He's going to form his mech. He doesn't care. He's going to form the Blink Dagger if they leave him to do that, right? He's not the person that needs to make something happen. He can just sit there and abuse the fact that he's free from mid lane.
FY, he's here every single time. Super okay, gets tossed back into the creep wave and will drop. FY, even with the Earth Spike, not saving his teammate. Hao does make the TP rotation in, but he's really, and this is something that I was looking at while Ice is running into the jungle. What are VG getting in exchange? And they're getting a hell of a lot now. Ice Ravage onto 3. The relocate did come in, but he still gets dunked down. There's no follow-up there as, you know, just as I was saying. FY had TP'd mid, as had Hao. There was no real way to react to what NRP...
A mech complete, so their 5-on-5 potential is just going to get better from there, right? At least with NiP being forced in top lane, Hao just gets a soul onto the Brute, just being ready to jump call someone so they can follow up with a relocate.
Look at FY and Fenrir though, they found Sealkid in the back, they smoked through the Raiden jungle and they'll finger of death. The poor old Skywrath. They are getting a trade though. NiP are looking for the tier 1 Saturn, going to try and blast them down while Hao TPs towards mid to the tier 2. Clarity going through. 4 members of VG though are down towards this bottom lane. Reacting, I'm not sure whether they want to try and save this tier 1. It's something we mentioned in game number 1. they're very good and very sort of stoic about, okay, we take your tower, then we're going to come back and defend ours. And that's what they're doing right now. Blink call limp. They weren't expecting this, as Super gets caught on his own ramp. The dunk misses. The mech comes in from Ice. They save him as How in the backlines now finds the IO and cleaning up limp. Sure, he's silenced. Okay, he's slowed, but he's got a haste. He's going to chase you all down. Seal Kid does not have a lot of armor, does not have a lot of HP. The Mystic Flare through the refraction does nothing whatsoever as VG clean up 3.
Very unfortunate that, like, any other hero would probably blow up.
Yeah.
It's around 1k damage that we would take, where obviously Super is playing great with the refraction. He sees the...
They don't have mana for Ravage. Ice doesn't have it. If he did, this could be a destructive fight for VG, but instead Super looking for the trade-off. Era chase down, one hit does take him down as Limp trying his hardest to get the call onto that TA. Where's How in the backlines taking down Seal Kid, but Limp has found the trade-off. 2 for 2 in this little engagement, but How wants to clean up. The Wisp comes in and heals, and now actually called up. Can't get the Sonic Wave and taken out. Limp double dunk. Fenrir, the Enchantress. Where's your backup now, buddy? You've got no one to save you, and this might be a great fight for NiP. Hanskin, okay, stunned up with Fenrir launching out one projectile. He's surviving through it. Urn doesn't keep him alive. That was incredibly close. The question is, where's Brood? Brood is not a part of this fight. She's not getting any kills or experience. She's pushing top and buys herself a Dagon. So in the end, VG get 4, they lose 3. A little bit of map control goes the way of the Brood Mother, and 1,600 gold for the recipe, 1,650.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous amount of money.
It's extremely expensive.
Skyroth Mage, no! You're basically in your own base and dropping Limp now blinks forward, the call onto Fenrir, but Ice perfectly timed Ravage! The relocate comes in, but Ice with a blaze. They try to bring in Hanskin, not quite enough damage as now FY stuns out Era. How finally joins the fight, takes down that Wisp, and Limp is silenced. Nuke down, the impetus damage with the Desolator from Super, finally bringing him to his death. Era left here alone, high and dry, chased by 5 members of VG, and this is going to be tier 2 tower, maybe even pressure into tier 3, and I see your camera.
Iron that can jump a Wisp, and you have a Queen of Pain that can jump a Wisp. All these heroes, and which they did in the last fight, Queen just looked for that target in mid lane.
Ice, yep, Mystic Flare taking a long time to bring him down, heals up, stick charges, and Kraken Shell. It lasts a little bit longer, but still gets taken out.
It's a lot of gold
expenditure.
as well, right? Yeah.
Pretty high, but Fenrir just trying to battle it out here with Jonas, who's taking control of the jungle, but they've got a gem. Jonas now the Broodmother caught out. FY as well as How will clean up this little spider. Oh, she does take down the lion just before they kill her, though. Gem not lost, gets transferred back over to the Enchantress. As Tiny and Wisp still clearing through their jungle, looking for every little inch they can.
Jonas actually did that. Broodmother, with having that little impact, you give so much experience away. What just...
Oh, they TP top. I was wondering, where is this relocate going? And they're not taking the Tiny with them, but Axe as well as the Skyrath and Wisp find a kill on Ice, and now VG, they're giving a few kills away here and there without too much in return. Maybe if they can find Era here, I don't think it's highly likely. Is there going to be any reaction? No, NiP not bringing anyone down here. How and Fenrir, the 2 of them, taking down the big rock man, and that's BKB done for Era, but does that mean there's no Baidu?
I think you get a double disable with a call. Shivas gives you the armor. Initiation onto the Tiny by the Queen of Pain.
How is all alone here? He does have 2 people converging on his location, but Limp's already there. There's Skyrath Mage, ulti and toss. How not popping his BKB in time? Ice. Cheeky little bugger getting in there with the Glimmer Cape, but no Ravage because there's no big damage output. Super is still middle lane. FY being chased down now as Era Limp looking for the blink, looking for the call. Axe not going to find it just yet onto Ice. They're hunting further north, but again, they back themselves up. A little bit scared of the movement in from Super. TA hasted up. You don't really want to deal with that. She's going to be she'll basically just run do here. You've got BKB. You look to try and fight up against Fenrir, but the movement in from VG is coming. The slow with a charm. Relocate going to try and save Era. Does Ice? The answer is no before I ask the question. Can't stop the relocate out, but they will get a kill on this Wisp. There's going to be no one to tether to, and he will forfeit his life. As Super with a DD rune. One hit kill. Oh, Super.
He missed that initiating melt damage, but...
Yeah, I guess it's not a big deal. 45 seconds without it, though. They can't really look to play aggressively into a team fight. They can, though, have a look for these pickoffs. Jonas slowed down by the dust, trying to TP out. They have a stun from FY, catching out the Broodmother. That's a pretty quick, easy cleanup there as they look to push down his bottom lane. Tier 3 has taken half damage on this.
The items make it more tanky, but... My point earlier with the Guardian Greaves, is it really that, do you get really that much from that item? Top lane,
Now we're going to find Hao here for now. He's not moving as he gets healed up by Ice Ice. Turns back around. Now the Ravage comes out, but Era pops the BKB. Hanskin nuked into oblivion. Tossed onto Hao, where he does actually die, but they find the rebuttal. He just pops. Hao now looking to try and turn things back onto Era. Dagon out onto FY, but he's got the Glimmer Cage to escape. And Tiny, where does he run? Where does he hide? Because Hao is turning back onto the support. Steel Kid chased down. They will find that kill. Looks like Tiny did kill the Lion off in the end at the back. And NiP, they're not giving up without a fight. Where's the TA? Super. He's trying to come in and clean up. There's no real escape. The Tiny, he's going to run. But Hao is called. He's caught. Super is now walking in here with the Enchantress. Can they clean up? Can they find the exit kills, though? Because Limp as BKB doesn't have mana to TP just yet. He's going to be looking to hide himself in some little nook or cranny and make his way out. Blinks over, and Super, again, we come back to the fact he's got no mobility items. He's got no catch or chase. And that's going to be a Limp escaping, and that's a great fight for NiP.
Definitely. I just can't play as sloppy. You can't continue playing as sloppy if you're in VG's shoes here.
I'm just still waiting to see VG actually combine their team composition together. Because Tidehunter with these Ravages, okay, now they've found Limp. There's the Ravage before he pops his BKB, and they kill off the Axe. That's one hero, though. Actually, Relocate comes in. Era and Hanskin both looking for the turnaround of the Super. The call. Great from Limp. Catches out the TA, and one dunk. He's down. FY is caught in the crossfire. And VG, too big for their boots as they overextend a tiny bit, looking for that one kill. The buyback, obviously, from the Axe does allow. Now it's NiP doing the same back to VG. With the Tiny and Wisp, they're going up this top lane over and
giving up
over
the
again.
Rex right now, though, on the bottom lane.
You're right. Super with the Desolator and Hao with the damage output. FY is going aggressive here, gets the Hex onto Limp. They found the Axe. He doesn't have buyback. He's already used it and will get taken low. Ice with the Ravage. Not going to catch Era as he BKBs up, but that's your Initiator gone. 110 seconds without the Axe is Super. The minus armor, the damage output, and Fenrir with a long range impetus. Era, does he actually die here? He's low HP, but the Wisp keeps him alive in the fountain. Racks have fallen, though. That's the big deal. And Broodmother hasn't found an opening on top lane.
Very sloppy play because they've seen them walking in towards that bottom lane.
I was looking up top at the spiderlings and thinking maybe there's something, but Jonas gets dropped. How? Does get tossed up into the air by Era, but Super chasing impetus and Deso hit, finally killing off that Wisp, and now 4 heroes dead for NiP. There's no way back. Era does have a buyback. The Broodmother follows suit, or maybe Era follows suit. Yep, there we go. Double buyback, but no supports, no overcharge, and no tether. With VG, 3 heroes alive, they're going to double racks them, and maybe even more.
I'm not entirely sure what just happened, just because I feel like they just stabilized in the draft. She sell the Gams and go for even more physical damage. He could pick up his Scotty or something like that.
Ice is found, Wisp and Tiny. Hanskin dead. Fenrir finds the impetus and Era. Can they slow him down enough? They catch him with the end of the Shivas. Limp does blink in with the Mystic Flare into Ice. So it's going to bring him low and potentially just take him out with one more swipe of Era's big old branch. And Limp now, though, in a pretty rough spot. Can BKB and can TP. The damage output shouldn't be enough here to finish him off. Oh, man in the back, though. Hao has found Era. He's got no TP, and that's it. 120 seconds without your Tiny. Hao, fair enough, uses BKB. He just wanted that kill.
Important kill there by VG Gaming to finish this game. I do it.
It's going to be rough. NiP, their defense right now, it's going to come down to an incredible call. Mystic Flare, Broodmother with the E-Blade Dagon. You try and catch out Hao, possibly. But Super is going to be difficult. They do blink core to him, and that's probably one of the most difficult targets. He does drop, though, as Limp taken out of the fight. Hao blinks forward to the BKB, can play as aggressively as he likes. He knows there's nothing left. He knows that Limp cannot get back in here. Now Blink is off cooldown, jumps forward into the creep wave. Super once again found out, but it's all too late. Damage output not coming for NiP. 4 are dead. Skyrath last man standing, and your throne is crumbling. GG well played is called. VG take this series 2-0. NiP, though, put up a pretty...
NiP, она была чуть более все-таки высококлассная игра, но